This Arnold Classic 2024 Classic Physique category has sparked some controversy due to Wesley Vissers defeating Ramon Dino, the Brazilian bodybuilder, top 2 at the Mr. Olympia. The controversy has especially arisen in the Brazilian audience. First, I'll compare Dino with himself. Let's compare his Mr. Olympia version with the Arnold Classic version. The first thing we notice is that the condition is similar, perhaps slightly superior in the Arnold Classic. He came out very dry, hard, with very thin skin, with an insanely low fat percentage, and that can't be criticized, he did that very well. Where we see a big difference is in size. Some say he lost his muscles. No, he didn't lose his muscles. What happened is that, in trying to cut too much, he must have ended up too empty, lost a lot of glycogen, lost salts, probably lost too much intramuscular weight. Ultimately, he lost all that gave volume to the muscle and made him look full and hard. The strategy he followed went wrong. We can see a huge difference in the back pose, where on the left, his trapezius muscles are practically twice as big. We can see the glutes much bigger on the left image. The legs is practically all. There's a huge size difference. Let's say Dino has returned to his 2022 version, which is not a bad version, it's an elite physique, second in an Arnold Classic. But it's not the version we saw in the 2023 Olympia. That was undoubtedly his best version because he brought a very complete package, came huge, like an absolute monster. He came very shredded, very dry, and with improved posing. While in this Arnold, it seems like he forgot to pose, he's totally empty, he looks exhausted, you can even see it in his face. It's curious because months, even weeks before this Arnold, we saw him huge. We saw him and said, it can't be, he won't be able to make weight, he's an open bodybuilder. And it may be this very problem that made him look like this, that he had to tighten too much to make weight. Now what about Wesley Vissers? He literally just brought his best version to date. We had never seen him like this. He's a guy who always brings an insane condition that he brought perfectly, a guy with spectacular muscle mass, super hard muscle, with paper-thin skin. But on top of that, he gained a lot of size and came out huge for what Wesley is. Let's say he made the prep at 100%. There was nothing he could have done better, while Dino did it, so to speak, badly. Wesley, for me, even surpassed Dino in poses like the front double biceps, which was very strong for the Brazilian. The biceps look bigger than Dino's, the lats are more prominent and sticking out, the chest looks even fuller, and the legs are more cut, more separated, even bigger. If we go to the side chest pose, I think in the lower body it's very close. But maybe Dino takes it, I appreciate that there's a bit more of the hamstrings, there's a bit more calf. Although, watch out, Wesley's arm on the side looks bigger, and the shoulder looks bigger and more prominent too. The chest is even, although Wesley's is of higher quality, the width looks similar. In this pose, it could be easily tied or given to Wesley. In the back double biceps pose, honestly, Dino has a very dense back, but it has a small width. If you look, it's the worst back of the 4 men we have on screen. Even if we look at the lower body, I would say it's the smallest. Look at Breon's legs, look at Ursa's. Wesley's don't stand out precisely in the back pose, all right? But they look similar. Wesley's back is not his strong point either. In fact, he has a noticeable asymmetry on one side that takes away a lot in this pose. I think this pose belongs to Breon, without a doubt. The abs and thighs pose seem very good to me for Dino. The abs are very nice. Although Wesley's are also quite defined, well tightened. The lats, that width, how compact they are, it's similar. They practically leave no gaps in their pose. I like Wesley's legs more here, because of how separated they are. But come on, this pose could be for either of them. In the favorite classic pose, they're quite evenly matched. Although I like Wesley's arm with that bicep peak more, and I see the chest fuller and harder, what is the abdomen, midsection, looks similar. And the legs, well, seriously. I still like Wesley's more for the upper part, although Dino's calves give him an advantage. In the front relaxed pose, Dino looks with less width. Honestly, the fact of having an extremely narrow waist plays in his favor, as it makes others look wider, but even so. If you look, the size of the pecs is considerably smaller, it's less shoulder width than Wesley, the lats are less prominent, although they're very good, and the legs are seen with less deep cuts, smaller. For me, this pose goes to Wesley. The front double biceps also. In the side chest, I have my doubts, tied or Wesley wins. In the back, I'd give it to Dino. Abs and thighs, perhaps, to Dino. And classic pose, to Wesley. Besides what I've already mentioned, in general terms, he's bigger, he's taller, I'd even say he has a more separated muscle, of higher quality and harder, that's what I'm saying. He literally brought his best version. If we compare Wesley Vissers with Dino, Wesley would have lost. If Ramon Dino had come out as he did in the 2023 Mr. Olympia, he would have won the Arnold. I'm 100% sure of that. That's what we all expected when we saw that pre-Arnold video. That video where he was showing his physique with that condition. I thought in that video, wow, he's small, all right? He's not very big, but it's because he's depleted. Then he's going to fill up. And he never did. So Wesley Vissers' victory seems totally fair to me. I think it's a well-deserved first place. Another thing I want to mention is that, for many people, Breon Ansley should have finished ahead of Urs Kalasinski, and I am, well, yes, partially in agreement. We already know that Breon's structure is not liked so much by the judges. It's not considered as classic as they say classic is. They didn't consider Wesley either. He's been underrated for many years, but clearly the judges prefer Urs's structure over Breon's. If we go to the condition, they're very even. Both are great. But for me, Breon was even better. He came out perfect. And if we go to the lower body, well, it depends, because Breon's legs from behind are brutal. From the side, they're quite good. But from the front, the quadriceps are quite flat, not pumped. He has a lot of adductor, yes, but the quadriceps fails. Then, in the torso, in the back poses, front and back biceps, he's brutal. For me, he's much better than Urs. Urs, for me, wins in abs and thighs. We could discuss if he wins the side chest, but overall, I think Breon could have easily finished ahead of Urs, but because of the structure issue, they pull him down. And that Breon, for me, came out 100%. He came out perfect being 44 years old already, but well, that's bodybuilding. That's how the current criteria are. Let me know what you think in the comments if it seems fair to you, if not. I hope you liked the video. See you in the next one.